Okay, we are recording. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for listening to me. I really, really love that y'all think I have something to say. Well, we just got back. I know you all know this from an amazing trip in the Bahamas. And we all talked a lot about Hawaii. We commiserated with one another about how hard this trip is to earn and how nobody's going to earn it. And, you know, all these terrible, awful, horrible things. And it really got me to thinking. And I did share some revelations with several of you when we were there at dinner and some different things. And it got me to thinking about the last 7 years of trips that I've earned. And the first revelation I came to was, I think we were on the airplane on our way to the Bahamas, and my husband said, "So how's that Hawaii trip?" And I think I was taking a sip of something, and I choked on it briefly, didn't spit it up on the person in front of me completely. But I said, "Yeah, don't pack your bags." I said, that trip is very hard to earn. And then I gave him this poor sad story, which he's not a real sympathetic, oh, it's okay kind of person. And he looked at me and he said, "Well, didn't you say that trip was a trip to Hawaii is like $10,000-$15,000 if you were just booking it, you know, outright to stay at that resort and food and all this?" And I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Well, why would you think they would be giving those out free like lollipops on the street corner?" That was not what I wanted to hear from him. I wanted him to be like me and, "Oh, I know it's hard and nobody's going to earn it. Don't pack your bags, blah, blah, blah." Well, from that conversation, then we moved into lots of other talking at the pool and talking at the bar and at dinner and stuff. And it got me to thinking about the very first LIT that I earned. And when I look back at the requirements for that, it blows my mind that anybody even earned that trip, actually. So first of all, we did not start earning that trip until December 13th. And how do I know it was December 13th? Because December 12th was the Christmas cutoff. And we started earning it the day after Christmas cutoff. So no fall sales counted for that trip. No fall sales, no fall anything, like holiday season stuff. The second thing, so it started December 13th. It ran through April. So it's a little bit longer in terms of sale, or a little bit deeper, not necessarily longer in terms of into the new year, new catalog, that kind of thing. But it was spring selling season. It was not fall, winter, holiday. Second, we had to sell $10,000 in personal volume. It was all or nothing. There were no levels either. It was you earn it for two or you earn it for nothing. Nobody, nothing, zero. We had to sell $10,000 in personal volume. Now, let me repeat that we sold that from the sales counted from December 13th through April. No fall and holiday sales. The third component was team sales. So your team, whether you were an itty bitty baby director team or a huge, well, I can't remember now if it was leveled based on titles because I was a director. But as a director, it did not matter if you were itty bitty director baby team or you had a team of 500 people as a director. You had to do $55,000. Your team had to do $55,000 in sales. So 10,000 personal volume. You had to recruit 10 people. And somebody said when I said that, they said, "You had to recruit them, but did they have to PICA?" Yes, they had to qualify. You had to recruit them and they had to qualify. And all of that had to be done from December 13th through the end of April. Now, what happened that year was not many people earned the trip. A handful of people earned the trip. So what did 31 do? They opened up some different kinds of things like we've done in the past, where they opened it up to, and I can't remember the number, but a certain number of people were able to go on the trip that didn't have their PICAs qualified, but they did have the recruits. So they did have the bodies. They may not have been, they may not have all been qualified. But they had everything else because they had a contract with the resort and they had to fill those rooms. The second thing they did was open it up to SEDs and a guest, and there was no NED level at that time. So all of that I'm saying is to remind me and to remind you all that while no, 31 is not handing out free trips to Hawaii on the sidewalk for, like somebody handing out candy at Halloween, if we all work for it, number one, I have no doubt that we cannot every one of us earn it and be in Hawaii. But number two is if we work for it, work every month like it's the last month, raise your hand. I'll raise both of mine. If you worked the last month of earning that trip like you haven't worked all year long. Me, right here. Maybe even the last 48 hours. So if we work that way every month, we're going to be so much farther ahead that if 31, and I'm not saying I have any kind of insight into anything other than what we all know that's on TOT, but if they do open up something like double Pika points or extending a month for recruits to qualify. They've done that in the past. Different things that they've done. If you've worked hard every month, those things are going to help you. Now, if you've sat around and not done a thing for 6 months or 5 months or 4 months, and then the last month you're like, I think I want to earn this trip to Hawaii because 31 did blah, blah, blah. It's not going to happen. You can hang it up, forget about it, put it to bed. Cry, whatever you want to do. Eat a 12-pack of donuts. But that first LIT that I earned reminded me of several of those things. And one of them was those people that it opened up to and went, they had been working their tail off. And they missed by an inch. And then 31 opened it up and gave them that inch. And they were in Cancun at the Moon Palace that year. So I wanted to remind you of that fact right there. I have earned 7 trips, and the thought over this trip to the Bahamas of not being in Hawaii next year kind of made me mad and a little depressed, and maybe it lit a little fire, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Now, this is how I'm going to start. I'm going to share this with you. I have this little tracker. This is my current real-time, for real, not joking, serious tracker. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the little Pika flowers that are just white, beautiful, nothing colored in flowers. You can see my flowers. There's 7 colored in. That means, yes, that means I have 7,322 points today. Right now, 7,322 points today. I don't know how many you have, but I'm willing to almost bet that every single one of you have more points than I do. And most of you probably have a Pika or two, or at least someone that's really, really close. So if I'm giving this silver lining, because y'all know, if you're on my team, you know I'm the silver lining queen. If I'm giving this silver lining speech and I'm telling you that this is where I'm at, this is real time, I will take a screenshot of my little thing on my, whatever it's called, and post it or share it with you so you do not think I'm kidding. 7,322 points. I'm not even rounding. If I was rounding, I'd be rounding to 7,000, which is my flowers. And I'm going to show you that this is what I think of that right now. I am throwing that away. I know that was not very dramatic, but pretend like it was dramatic. I am wiping the slate clean. Let me tell you why. We've never started earning an LIT before October 1st. So guess what? This is going to be my new tracker that I'm starting to earn October 1st. Okay? The points that I just told you I had the 7,322 points. I'm going to pretend like those are bonus points in my piggy bank or something. If you earned the cruise last year, you got 2,000 bonus points or whatever, because kind of consolation prize for not going, the hashtag cruise to nowhere. I'm going to pretend like those points are my bonus points. And I'm starting over because earning period starts now. I will not even begin to exaggerate and tell you that I have been checked out and had no work motivation, like 31 work motivation, for the last probably 4 or 5 months, maybe even 6. I've had a lot on my plate. I've had a lot of travel. We've started a new business that I did not ask for or want or even really want to do, but nonetheless, we did that. So I've been mentally, physically gone, checked out from 31. I haven't focused on earning this trip, but I'm starting now. So in your mind, say, hey, starting earning an LIT, earning Maui starts now, starts today. I'm even giving you a bonus of a couple of weeks before October 1st. But in your mind, you need to think, because I heard a lot of people say, oh, it's not happening. I can't do it, blah, 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 blah. Not happening. If I can sit here and say that, yes, I'm going to earn this trip and I have 7,322 points, every single one of you can earn this trip. I don't care how many points you have. Now, the key is to focus, laser focus. Not focus when you have time or when the kids are in the bed, or if you can carve out an hour on a Sunday afternoon, or if you feel like it. Let me just tell you, that one's never going to happen because there's always going to be something else to do. You can do your laundry. I mean, I know I've got laundry piled up from the trip, and Hunter didn't wash a blooming thing while he was gone, and he brought his laundry and piled it up to the ceiling. I could be doing laundry. I could be cleaning the kitchen. I could be cooking. I could be doing other housely duties than focused on earning this trip. So I'm going to have my laser focus on, and I'm going to focus on, drum roll, if I had some background music, what I can control. And let me tell you a secret of what we cannot control. We cannot control what other people do or do not do. As much as we want to, trust me, I have 4 teenagers. We cannot control what other people do or don't do as much as we want to, like to think that we can, or even pretend like we can. Okay? We cannot control what 31 does. What 31, the dates of double pica, or the dates of this, that, or the other. We can't control whether they lessen or change up or whatever for the requirements. We cannot control what they set the points to. We can kick and scream and say that it's not fair. We cannot like it. Done all of that. Check, check, check. But at the end of the day, next year, next September, when our friends are in Hawaii, in Maui, and we think it's not fair, or we don't like it, or it's too hard, or whatever the scenario is, we can sit there with our box of donuts in our bed with our covers over our head for a week and not get on Facebook and see the beautiful, amazing Hawaii. But is that going to help us? Is that going to change any of those facts? No. So all we can control is what we have within our reach, what we do. We can't control whether our PICAs sign up and do nothing, or they wouldn't be a PICA. Whether our recruits sign up and do nothing. We cannot control whether they sign up or not. We can't control anything that 31 does. We can only control 2 things: our selling and our recruiting. That's it. And when you look at this tracker right here, that is all that's on there. It doesn't have anything about 31. It doesn't even have anything about those recruits, like drawing stick figures or anything until they pika. It doesn't matter until they pika. So I want to encourage you to focus on what you can control, and that's two things: selling and recruiting. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. I jotted down some notes. I'm not reading them at all because that would have been really long to write down, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything. Now, I have printed out this just off my regular little printer. This full-fledged picture. It has Maui on it. It has a little sea turtle in the background, and it's just crystal blue, beautiful water. And I'm going to put this on my refrigerator. Is it going to be cute? No. Is it going to flow with the kitchen or whatever? No. Do I care? No. What I care about is I'm going to see this every morning when I open my refrigerator door to get my creamer out for my coffee, as a gentle, subtle reminder of what I need to focus on and work towards every single day. Not just on Mondays, not just on Fridays, not just one day a month, not just when I feel like it, but every single day. Focusing on those two things that are within my control, that I can control: selling and recruiting, which I guess you could say booking, selling go together. Sorry. I sat down today and I made out my little map, or whatever you want to call it. And I thought about that because I've done a map or a little goal thing or whatever in the past, and it was these big, huge numbers. Melanie shared today in our little group chat, or in the LIT chat or whatever. She said, well, I just need to get 14 recruits. And somebody, I don't remember, somebody said something about, oh, well, that's, nothing. If you sat down, and there's some saying about eating an elephant or something, I don't know. I'm going to use a cake because I like cake. If you sat down to eat a big, huge birthday cake, okay, with lots of icing and decorating and a layered cake, not just a one little single layer, but a big, huge cake, and you sat down in front of that cake, I wish I had a cake as a visual aid, and you tried to eat that cake, just one big, huge bite. Are you going to eat that cake? Are you going to, you might, but you would make a horrendous mess. It's going to be very difficult to eat, right? You're going to slice that cake with a knife into pieces, and then you're going to use a fork and eat that cake in bites, right? Everybody on here is a human, and we eat cakes in slices and bites. You're going to do the same thing with this plan. You are not, Melanie, I don't know if you're still on here. If you are, I'm talking to you. You're not going to recruit 14 people today. You've got to break it down into bite-sized chunks and do it monthly. Do it weekly. Do it daily. Kind of like taking the cake, slicing it, and then eating it with a fork and bites. So I broke mine all the way down today. Like, that's not what I have done in the past. And I did my PV and my recruits. I need 2 recruits a month. Y'all, in my heyday, I have recruited 6 and 8, and even I think my most has been 7 or 8 in a month. I know I can do it. I just have to focus on it. I've done it before. All of you that are already directors, you've recruited before. You've recruited more than one. You've recruited more than one in a month. You have recruited. If you were just on LIT or you've ever earned LIT before, you have recruited more than one person. Break it down into chunks. The second piece of it is selling. Oh, how I love to sell. And you hear my sarcasm. I need to sell $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month. I repeat that. And when I think about that, that's overwhelming. But when I look at my history, I have sold, the most I've ever sold was $4,000 in a month. But I have had many months of 2, 3, 4,000. And I look back in the last K group thing, not this one right now that we're in, but the last K group that we were in, I was in the 2K group. That tells me I can do it when I focus on it. I wish I were unmuted so y'all could like finish my sentences for me. But I know I could do it. And I know that every one of you can do it if you focus on it. Now, this is coming from someone that sold $1,000 and I think maybe $12 last month. $1,012, literally. So it's not something I'm doing and in my routine right now of doing, but it's something I know I can do and I know I should do to earn this trip because I want to be in Hawaii. I do not want to be in my bed eating a case of donuts every day. 2 phrases that will help you. It's going to help me, and I know it will help you. Saying, I can and I will. Not anything else. Any other phrase that you have in your vocabulary, stop it. Do not say it. Do not say it's hard. Do not say I can't. Do not say it's not happening. Do not tell your husband like I did, don't pack your bags. Don't get a little cute lay thing to wear on the airplane trip. Focus on what you can control and say I can and I will. And while I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, it's the easiest thing you've ever done, go add up. Go look it up. Go Google, search, whatever. Look at the resort that we're going to in Hawaii, in Maui. Look at airfare for your area. Look up what the ballpark of this trip would cost because they're not handing it out on the street corner, but it is truly a trip of a lifetime. Many people dream of going to Hawaii and never, ever, ever are able to go. They can't financially afford it. They can't, whatever the scenario is. When you say, I'm kind of jumping back here, when you look at this and you say, oh my gosh, I need 45,000 points. That's trying to eat the cake without cutting it into pieces and without using a fork or a knife. It's just picking up the whole cake and trying to eat it. No, no, no. Stop it. Break it down, create a plan, and then work the plan. Okay? We have several people that are rocking their sales for this trip and several that are rocking recruiting and getting them qualified. And I know that's a big, big, big thing for us. I have, which, I mean, I'm not really bragging about this, but I have 2 recruits for this earning period. I have one from, I don't remember. I think she was in June or something. And then one from last month. Those are the only 2 recruits I have in this earning period for Maui, for Hawaii. So I'm not someone sitting here telling you, oh, I have 28,000 points and I'm shooting for ultra. No, you would want to kill me through the computer screen. I know I would. I'm being really transparent and honest with you all and telling you, number one, where I'm at. I have little to no points. Same with recruiting. I don't even have the bodies. But I have a plan. I have created my plan, and I'm going to work my plan every day because I'm going to look at this. And there may be some days I want to rip this off the refrigerator and throw it away or burn it or something. But I'm not going to. Or if I do, I may do that once or twice. I'm going to print it out again, and I'm going to put it back up there. Okay? I'm not going to lose sight of my goal and my focus. And if you're looking at it every day, I don't care if you put it where you brush your teeth or you get in the refrigerator or wherever, if you can look at a visual every day, it could even be your tracker. I just thought this was much cuter than the tracker. You're not going to lose sight of your focus and your plan. And know, 100% know that I am here cheering you on. I am going to continue pushing you, motivating you, giving you ideas. And we're going to get some other rock stars on here to chat with us. We may try to do kind of a Hawaii chat every couple of weeks to keep us focused and motivated and to not fall off the wagon and hit our heads. The last thing I have for you is on recruiting. Two things I'm going to do over these next, the next month. The first one is, and I've done this before, and I literally have earned an LIT doing this. It is a 30-day challenge of offering the opportunity of 31 to one person every day for 30 days in a row. 5 minutes, y'all. I'm not talking about taking them to dinner at the steakhouse and wining and dining them. I'm talking about an offer of the opportunity to one person every day for 30 days in a row. There's a method there's a reason to that method of 30 days in a row, one person a day. At the end of that, you've offered the opportunity to 30 people. What if just one takes you up on it? But what if you plant the seed to 5 others that in a month or 3 months, they take you up on it? We don't want to do it at the end of this 6-month period. We want to do it now, because you may plant a seed that in December, that person comes back to, hey, I'm still interested in that 31 thing or whatever. So I'm starting tomorrow, and for the next 30 days in a row, I'm going to offer the opportunity to 30 people or one person a day for 30 days in a row. I'm tired and it's getting late where I live. It's simple. I'm not talking about spending money. I'm not talking about doing anything fancy. I'm talking about messaging or texting or calling or face-to-face even, one person every day for 30 days in a row. And if you all take that challenge, it's going to take your recruiting from here up a notch. I'm not telling you you'll have 10 recruits by the end of the month. I'm telling you, you're going to plant 30 seeds that could grow into a new business partner for your business. Okay, I have rambled and rambled and rambled, and my main point to you all was tear up. This is my old tracker. It's gone. I try to make it crinkle for a little dramatic effect there. Earnings starts today or October 1st, however you want to look at it. If I were you, I would look at it. It starts today. Create your plan with your new tracker, because we're just starting a new earning period. Repeat after me. I can and I will. And we will all be in Maui next September. And we will all be enjoying the beautiful, beautiful Hawaii together. Okay, I'm going to stop recording, and then anybody that wants to chime in can.